So, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the next cup on this weekend. It's a legendary cup, and tonight, no, not tonight. It's not that. We are not there yet. First of all, we got our first match coming up, Mold Level falling against Luftwaffle, but as you can see on your screen, I'm not alone tonight. I got a good friend with me. Hello, Josh.
So, it's always midnight somewhere in the world, right? And yeah, we do have two solid teams. I mean, you have to be a solid team to get that far into the cups anyway. But Luftwaffle taken third place in Division number 3. But their opponents have not been playing in Division 3, they have been playing in Division 2, although they got a lower score. I'm actually quite interested to see how it ends up mattering. Mold Level Falling have their first seed out of the Group B in this particular case, so technically they should have an advantage. Not quite sure how that will work out in the end.
Yeah, and as I just looked through the statistics of both teams, how on earth was Luftwaffe able to have, with 8 picks on Zagara, an 87.5% win rate? It also got banned against them 10 times. What happened there? Can you explain?
I mean, if we look at the stats of Luftwaffe, they actually do enjoy some of those uh, reasonably non-meta offlaners. They do have 13 IRL picks, which I guess is a little bit more meta up here in the Legendary Cup. But they also like the Ragnarosses, they like the Garrus as well, and it looks like they are trying to play a little bit more of a macro strategy, a thing which people usually might not be so prepared to play against, because I mean, if you are playing Heroes of the Storm, you do want to brawl a lot, and as Storm League shows, sometimes just pushing down the lane and getting those forts, keeps down, getting some experience for your own team might be just enough for you to get over and win the game.
That's right, and it seems like Luftwaffe likes to play on big map, so they have enough space to have to uh, play all those potential globals like Zagara or anything else, and as you said, just to run down every single structures. And for those of you who are wondering, okay, and when does this game is starting? And guys, I apparently have to tell you, we got some technical issues right now with one or two players, and the bans are not yet through, but we'll stay with you and we'll keep you updated.
We'll try to update the situation when it happens. As of now, yeah, unfortunately, technical issues happen, but that's why we are on the second stream. Would be a shame if all of that happened on the main one. As for the technical issues themselves, HOTS actually pushed an update today, as in this particular night, before the cup, so that might be a part of the issue. The other issue, I think, that might stand before the teams is the fact that we had a rather significant meta change with the removal of medallions
Yeah,
earlier this week. And I'm actually quite interested to see how it plays out, because we have seen a lot of medallion infused action in the Rare and the Epic Cup, where we mainly saw a lot of dive teams, teams that tried to not care about the medallions because you just don't have enough peel to counteract the amount of dives that the enemy team has.
yeah.
I'm interested to see how the meta will shift in response to the removal of medallions, and I'm interested to see how the meta will show itself in the Legendary Cup today and in the Mythic Championship tomorrow.
I'm also very interested. We will see how this is going to shift. And, well, another big hero that's now new on the map is Hogger, but he is currently have some bugs and issues as well, and is therefore not allowed to be played in Heroes Lounge matches for now. And yeah, what else do you think? What do you think about the upcoming match?
Well, for one, we do need to provide an update on that. I think we do have a substitute player for the side of Luftwaffe who was just registered, and both teams seem to be fine with it. We are going to proceed with the map draft. We did have Altrak and Braxis banned out before the technical issues manifested. But after that, we do see a Volskaya ban, a Battlefield of Eternity ban, and Doom's Spider Queen is going to be our map number 1.
And ladies and gentlemen, to give you a little bit more informations about the map draft, here you can see this as Josh already told you. It's a little bit easier for you to see. The first map is Tomb of the Spider Queen. And I guess together with this substitute player, we should be very easily to jump into our first game. But as you already said, we have a team from Division 2, we have a team from Division 3. Both teams were very successful. They had very good moments, all of them. But today there can only be one winner. There can only be one to go on to the next round. And I'm very excited to see who this is going to be in this game.
I don't know about you, but I'm actually quite a bit sad that we got Luftwaffle in this particular match, because turns out they have lost the group to a team called Out of Position Squad, and one of the players on Out of Position Squad is Artanis, so I might have finally gotten a chance to see Artanis win, but not today apparently.
Okay, feels bad, man. I'm sorry.
Not your problem. It's a me issue, and I will go and be sad alone.
That would be hilarious to see. Finally a good tennis player. But yeah, not today. Just not today. But yeah, when it comes to Tomb of the Spider Queen, what do you think? Of course, you need wave clear, but what else do you need on this map?
The map is quite small, and the map usually does see a lot of skirmishes. We did see a bunch of early attempts to take down the bottom camp. We did see a bunch of early picks of... we saw a bunch of early takes of the Bruiser camp as well, so a lot of early cheese strat potential on this map as well. But yeah, I think most importantly you do need to get some solid teamfight, because unlike the bigger maps, you are just not able to run around your opponent because the map is usually so small.
Yeah. And of course you have to control both of the control points where you can pay your gems you collected during the game. And what do you think? Is there any good statistic? Either the first team pays is always the winner, or what's your experience on that?
Well, the way how I look at this map is the first turn-in is very strong, obviously, because it does set up the lanes for you, and it makes it so much harder for the opponent to retaliate.
Yeah.
It also gives you the momentum, which is the important part, but the more important issue, in my opinion, is the fact that after that first objective is gone, you usually need to to get 2 waves in a row on the losing side if you want to get the momentum back in your favor, because the first wave will just reset the waves, and you need that second one to really push it in. So
Yeah.
I will not just be looking at the teams that takes the first turn in. I will also be looking at the teams that tries to get 2 turn-ins in a row possible, and I think that might be a more important thing later in the game.
Yeah. We see most of, or very often, the first turn-in before level 10 is reached by both of the teams. But in my opinion, what I saw is that if you're just nearly to get level 10 and then you get the payout and you can push with your level 10 abilities, then the push is even stronger and is even more stronger when your opponent is not level 10 yet, of course. But we are just making it into the lobby, and we are just about to start our first game for this tournament.
Nah, don't worry. Between the Arbiter, Griffin, and the teams being a little bit busy in the real life, we do have a bunch of time to talk about the game.
Okay.
Even though we do keep reiterating our points, but look, it's not perfect system. The second channel is always a little bit more janky on the side of production because we usually get. We usually try to do everything to make sure the production on the first channel is smooth as silk, and that sometimes means putting the second channel under the bus. Speaking of the first channel, we do already have a cast of Food for Phrobius versus Pray for Us on the first channel. I believe there are Coffee and Luca bringing the action to you there, which sounds like a very interesting dude to watch.
Yeah. And
More interesting than us, but please keep watching. This
Yeah.
is like important or something.
Yeah, and talking about production, you might wonder that the layout is today a little bit different as in the last streams, and this is actually true because what you're looking to the top of your screen, and also the videos and the Twitch chat as well. Karis wrote me yesterday in the evening, well, can you do the production for tomorrow? And I was like, what?
Well, to be fair, casters doing the production is the main difference between casters and co-casters, which is why I always sign in as a co-caster.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do still have some lobby problems. We do have a weird bug thing, which I think is because some of the players probably did not do their placements, which...
Oh.
Yike.
This affects? Really?
I don't know. There was some kind of janky thing around that in the last time we changed seasons, I think. So I don't know. That might be one of the issues here.
Oof. Big oof.
Indeed.
Never saw that. Oh wait, you did not play your your games to be ranked? No. Then you're not allowed to play custom games. No.
I think it's something along the lines of being in the party with someone who has done those games. And no, I'm not quite sure how that works.
Wow. But yeah, as Josh already told you guys, there's one player who's not able to make it into the lobby yet, but he should be fine in hopefully just a few moments, and then we are able to start our first game of this day. So, okay, Josh, out of this match, what do you think? Who's going to win the Legendary Cup out of every team we're going to see today?
Well, it is hard, really, because there is a team with a player who's literally called Artanis. So I have to vote for that one. But there's also Curso with a player I like I like experiencing 5 stages of grief every time I cast the team, Leon Ameli, and he's a specific brand of character building, so that kind of an interesting thing to look at. But yeah, I think I'll stick with Artanis one because it's funny and Artanis winning is always a good thing. So.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I guess, or in my opinion, I guess Food for Phrobius will come very far. And I guess Complex as well.
Because you actually casted the Legendary Cup matches. I did not.
Yeah, I casted, and I also saw Food for Phrobius. wasn't Food for Frobius part of the last Nexus Rumble?
Oh, are you asking me what Nexus Rumble is?
Well, I don't
Because
know. Tell me.
Nexus Rumble is possibly the most exciting and innovative Heroes of the Storm series. It starts at 1930 CET most Sundays, and is a winner stays on style mini tournament. But because of the draw show this week, it's December the 13th, I believe. Not quite sure. At 1930 CET, tell all your friends, friends, tell your friends, moms, sisters, nephews, friends, because the most exciting games are always in the Nexus Rumble, which is incorrect because we do have the Legendary Cup today, we do have the Mythic Championship tomorrow. There's also signups for Season 14 on heroeslaunch.gg, which I think you might want to take part in if you want to play for that thing. And maybe even get casted by people like me, which probably is not a thing you want, but is a thing that you will get if you're good enough.
And
doesn't seem like too great of a reward, honestly, but anyway.
one more thing to add. You don't necessarily need a full team to play in the next upcoming season. It's also fine to I'm looking for words, to sign in as a single player, and then you get sorted by the Heroes Lounge to a free agent team, and that could also be very much fun to play. And yeah, just come in, join the Heroes Lounge, join the big community, and have fun and get known with more and more players, and yeah, maybe get casted by anyone like Josh, me, or lots of other casters tonight.
You were supposed to tell about the other casters, because I don't think the prospective of being casted by Yosh is exactly gonna entice people into playing for launch. But we still have the technical issues, which is why we continue talking about dumb things.
Yeah, and one thing we also did not talk about yet, for everyone who just joined, is the map draft. Here you can see what in the meantime happened with the maps. The red team, Luftwaffle, they banned Brax's Holdout and the battlefield that maybe can last for an eternity. And the blue team banned out Alterac Pass and Volskaya Foundry.
Well, arguably on Alterac Pass the games can last for an eternity as well. Volskaya Foundry is all not quite sure about that one. But yeah. Bunch of maps being banned out. Tombs the Spider Queen once again is our maps that got drafted, and
well,
people are trying to fix it. We are 16 minutes past the time that the game was scheduled to start. But look, it's not perfect system.
No.
It usually is not.
No, definitely not. And as you just was talking about Volskaya, did you ever saw a 5th Protector not finishing a game?
Ooh, yes.
Really?
I saw a game where a team won every single fight, got every single Protector, but they were not able to win anything with the Protector.
No way.
They won a fight, they took that 5th Protector, and then they lost the fight and got reverse swap.
Oh my god. Really?
Yep.
Sometimes it can be that easy, just go to the core and then right-click on core. You don't necessarily need to use abilities with the Protector, just right-click core and the big thing will do his work. But yeah, 5th Protector and not winning. This is like the 6.5 moment of the day.
Good thing we're not looking at the Volskaya Foundry. We're looking at Tombs of Spider Queen. Teams seem to be in the lobby. Teams seem to be ready. I like believing that the draft will start now, hopefully.
I guess it looks very good for right now. Here we go. Nice.
So,
first day of the match. No, the other way around. First match of the day. We got Malt-Level falling against Luftwaffle, and as you can see, and as we talked about it multiple times, the first map is Tomb of the Spider Queen, and our first ban is coming through from Luftwaffle.
Both teams do not quite like Chromie, so I think that Hero might actually escape the bans. But both teams have a lot of Ana bans against them, so that might be a potential angle of attack. However, the first ban is actually going to be Gul'dan, a character that is the third most picked for MLF. But a character that I did not actually see that often.
Yeah, and here's the Cassia ban as well. Also very strong and a high priority for nearly everyone in the higher divisions. And as the next ban is coming through, talking about Chromie and Medallion, the patch is now a few days old, and every single Chromie that I saw in Storm League did not go for the time loop, instead for the sands.
I mean, the sands are still very strong. Very. I guess you don't expect them to be that strong, but they always are, and it's always annoying, so.
Yeah, always
That
annoying.
might be one of the reasons. Also, I mean, loop is nice, but people have adjusted to playing around the medallion, and adjusting back is not that easy of a task. Which is why there might be some transition issues, and there might be a little bit more dive than necessary just to counteract the fact that the medallions were a thing for so long.
Alright, we got more tanks to ban. We got a ban on ETC, the Holy Cow is out, and May as well, so no snowball cannon. And the first tank to lock in for the red team is
Alright,
Johanna.
We took out the Johanna Falstad hybrid and we picked up the Johanna. Sounds like a solid draft strategy for Luftwaffle. On the other side, however, Ana is in fact picked by MLF, and that seems to be quite a priority pick for both sides. Sylvanas is an interesting choice here. It does provide a lot of split push, and is also not exactly a choice that MLF go for often.
Here's another big one coming in, Graming together with Anduin, so we got a potential light bomb falling sword engage, but not necessarily needed.
Yeah, no.
No,
I know that you want that to happen.
Yeah,
but it's
I
not
know.
going to happen.
I just wanted because this comp destroyed me once, and I was so flashed, and ever since then I'm like, do they go for it? They picked both heroes. It's the possibility. Oh my god!
We're talking it that way? Okay, the left team is definitely going to Cho'Gall then.
Oh, true. True. Imperius is out. But Greymane with a cursed bullet?
Yeah, that might be an issue.
Yeah.
But we do have an Nano boost, and the Nano boosted Cho'Gall will just kill people, as evidenced by Rare Cup finals. Anyway, we do see the Diva band Gazlowe is actually open, which is quite interesting to me. Gazlowe has been on quite a bit of a tear after his rework. Believe he even got slightly nerfed, but I'm not quite sure about that.
I'm still thinking about Cho'Gall. You put something in my mind. Do they? No. Okay. I was just for
Stop. That's a variant and a Rexar. We don't see Rexar on to the Spider Queen often, but I feel like Rexar might be kind of decent on this map, especially because you don't actually need to pick up the gems with the Rexar. You can pick the gems up with Misha, but you don't lose gems when the Misha dies, so you can soak those safely even if your lane is not looking too great.
Yeah, and together with Varian you get a very good chance to blow some heroes up. And talking about blow up, we got on the other side Sonya together with the Kel'Thas. So, burn everything down and spin to win.
You were talking about Falling Sword Light Bomb, but you're not gonna talk about the Jump Light Bomb? Come on, dude.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can do it like this. Sonya, crater, then falling sword, light bomb, and into that crater, Kalthas pyroblast. What do you say about that?
No.
And what's left is getting eaten by Greymane.
That sounds nasty. Especially that last part, but we are supposed to PG-13 to be a PG-13 broadcast, so let's not delve deeper into that. Thomas the
Okay.
Spider Queen, mold level falling, which I believe their name was mold level rising last season, so that's quite an interesting wave dynamics that they've got over there versus Luftwaffle. And I'll be honest, I wanted some kind of a cheeky offlane pick from Luftwaffle.
Yeah. But I
And
guess.
Sonya does not quite seem to be that offlaning. Well, that cheeky to me. Actually, quite a meta offlaner in of herself. Mostly because she seems to have a decent matchup into Gazlo and a very good matchup into Diva, both of which were offlaners brought into the meta recently. Also, she can do a bunch of stuff versus Zeraxer. Speaking of Zeraxer, we do have on the left side mold level falling with Gabrielle on the variant. Pro Motion playing as the Misha, Happy Capt on the Alarak, Pro Motion as Zeraxer, the Dude on Sylvanas, and L007 Sonic on the Ana.
And to the right side of the map, ladies and gentlemen, we got S8TH on Kalthas, Danger Noodle on Anduin, Eris on Sonya, Anon on Johanna, and Ligelob on Greymane. Let's go. So, Rexa, the solo lane is the bot lane, right? Because
Believe so.
I guess because top and
mean-
mid lane are a little bit closer.
The solo lane is the bot lane, right? Is the question that was asked in every single game of this season by my offlaner, which is why we did not exactly have a good standing. But as of now, Mishra is actually going to receive a bunch of damage, but no kills yet, and that's exactly the things that you want. Early fights, not exactly supposed to get kills. If you get a pick, you're very solid, you're very happy with yourself. If you don't, at least you get some amount of stacks, which is quite nice for you as well. Speaking of stacks, we only have Mana Addict on the Kalthas, and we also have the W stacking on Sylvanas, which I find quite interesting.
Yes, very interesting to me as well, because in the early game it's very hard for Sylvanas to stack this, because you have to first auto attack the same target 3 times and then you have to throw the dagger on the target, and that's very, very difficult, especially in the early game. But it's very more easily with the level 7 talent Festering Wounds. Is now the question when it comes to this, is Sylvanas going for this?
I mean, we do see that Tombs of Spider Queen is one of the smaller maps, which means that you get that much quicker to actually taking down those waves and gain the experience from them. So, arguably, you will get level 7 quicker. Speaking of things that you can do in Tombs of Spider Queen, we have talked about those early cheeses. But unfortunately, the DC means that I can't exactly talk about the things that the teams have prepared for us in store, because people might be stream sniping, and even though that's not a great thing, yeah, I'll still prefer not to talk about it until we unpause. So, Greyman is going for the Bruce Camp, and that's a thing that people usually are looking to try. We are trying to sneak a bottom camp quickly, as the dude is showing to us right now. We are trying to take that Bruiser camp quickly, which I think in that particular trait, the team with Siege camp should be ahead, because they have the Bruiser camps that they can take later on. But the quick Bruiser camp in of itself can be quite potent if you just push with it and not leave it alone, as Luftwaffle are doing right now.
Look at Sonya solo, and she has a really tough game against Rexa, and she's so she don't even realize that one in the mid lane is missing, and Sylvanas in the meantime took the bottom siege camp, and now the blue team might come down to react to the kill on Misha. No, Misha is escaping so far, but Sonya's in trouble. There's the first kill, maybe!
solid taunt, but unfortunately it's not quite enough. The dude is jumping in to try and do some damage, but unfortunately no kills will be happening for either of the sides. Varian turning into champs, putting his team up to 24. Neither team has enough to turn in quite yet, but both teams are getting their champs in while they can. About that Rexa-Sonya matchup, Sonya can spin to win, but when Sonya is stunned, she can't spin. So Rexer just presses the W and wins the game, right? That
Indeed.
should be how it works.
Yes. I agree on that. That's unfortunately a comp missed on Arak on Sonya, but as you said, Sonya with a spin to win can spin until she's falling, but that's the thing how to play against Sonya. Just stun her during the whirlwind and then she is not able to heal herself back up and got multiple problems. Talking about problems! Johanna
Talking
got...
about problems, that's
Yeah.
the taunt on the Greymane who jumps in. The Wolf might have beaten a bit more than he could have shown, but the follow-up is not quite there, and the teams will continue staying at 0 kills each. And about that offlane matchup, once again, this is where we enter the meta game. And Sonya, knowing that she will not be able to spin, because there will be a stun on her every single time, actually goes into a W build on level 1 and level 4 just to make sure that you are able to trade with Misha without using your whirlwind.
Yeah. And now the blue team and the red team got enough gems to turn in for the first time, but so far there's another taunt on the front line, but another Anduin pull saves the day for now. And which team is going to pay first? We got Sylvanas down here, interrupted by Anduin. On the top lane, we got Alarak, interrupted by Kel'Thas. So, control is everything.
Ooh,
There's
the
enough.
tank of the Johanna and the damage is coming in, but the Johanna presses D and walks away. Haha, am I right, players?
Oh my god, what a save by Kel'Thas. But now Alarak with another one! Yes, this time he's coming through. There's
Ooh,
now...
the taunt coming out on the Gromp, and he's not...
Yes, very clutch indeed. Just made it out. The double sleep splitted them, and now the blue team able to turn in for the first time together with the level 8. And now it's charge time on the top lane.
We have talked about it during the technical difficulties time, but the first web wave is the most important all by itself, because you do get all 3 lanes pushed in. You do get an opportunity to push either mid lane or top lane, which in this case will be the top lane, because top lane is boss lane and you can do a bunch of stuff with the boss if you want to. And you can push a bit in the solo lane, which is, I feel like, things that people do not look as often at. We do also get an opportunity to make some picks at the enemy's fort, which we have seen another trade by Anduin used to save one of those targets. And the game continues on. The grenade connects very well for the side of Moldavil falling, but they are not able to get any picks just yet. And the game is still 0-0 in kills, even though Misha died once, I'm pretty sure of it.
But I have to say, with the first web weaver wave on the top lane, they eliminated the complete wall and also the fountain, and in addition to that, a little bit more damage to the fort itself. So, could be worse, and that's a gank attempt on Sonya, but unfortunately the sleep dart missed, and Sonya survived that attack.
I like the idea of going for a push, but we do see that Luftwaffle are converting it into getting the turn-in for themselves, which I would argue is not that great usually, because your lanes are typically pushed in from the first web weaver, but because Luftwaffle took some time to push the lanes out, we do see that the top lane is quite pushed for them, which means that the top lane will be quite important, and we do have the first blood.
And did you see how this is going to be? We indeed got the light bomb, falling sword, and in addition to that, if that's not enough, we had the leap on top of it as well. So a little bit of an overkill on Sylvanas, but was the first blood of the game. Sylvanas is down, and now the push from the red team in the middle is even harder. They are pushing the Wet Weaver even deeper in, and this fort should be a goner.
Oh, we were trying to figure out where the cheese is going to come out from the comp of Luftwaffle. And there it is, Falling Sword with Light Bomb. A thing that you pretty much can't interrupt because Johanna is still in the air and it will not matter too much. On the other hand, we do still have the leap to set up for those, and we do have a taunt from the Varian, which can be used to try and make something there in the bot lane fight, which is getting quite bloody already. We do
Oh
have the
my god.
Falling Sword, the Light Bomb will not be there, but the damage is still enough. Rexar is traded for the Sonya, the gems are picked up by both sides. So not too much of a loss, and in fact, I think a 1-for-1 trade benefits the losing team because of the catch-up experience, so mold level falling, I think, should be quite happy with this exchange.
Yes, I agree. And a lot of ult got used in that one. Grayman was very low. There's another taunt, but Anduin is there with a save. And
You're
they are
talking
just...
about the ultimates being used as if the taunt's cooldown is not like, what,
Yeah,
16 seconds?
yeah, indeed. But the falling sword, how much cooldown is it? 50 seconds. So also just like nothing. It's back up already. So is the light bomb. So the full combo is now combined. And we do see the blue team committing to the top lane again with the second wave for them coming in. Let's see.
The push is looking to be in the mid lane, but also probably not because they are looking for a fight, because Varian has... Sorry, not Varian, Alarak actually. I saw the silver health bar and assumed it was a Varian because of the level 10 parry upgrade, but it was a counter-strike from the Alarak, which fortunately did not quite work out to save the Alarak because he still died. And fortunately for Luftwaffle means that the blue team got baited out to the top lane. Will not mean that the mid fort is safe, but will mean that they get a little bit more time to play, I guess.
Yeah. The blue team had most damage into the top and mid lane. Mid lane fort is destroyed, but down here to the bottom lane, the red team is still able to hold most of the fort and also the healing fountain. That's the only fountain next to the fort left. And here we see another save by Anduin. Nicely done. We have
I like the idea by Luftwaffle to go for the bottom camp, but unfortunately the Johanna has stepped a little bit too far, and I think that was a trade by Anduin that could have been avoided. We do have the taunt on the Johanna once again, and this time around she will not get saved by the Anduin. We do see the light bomb just connecting with pro motion. Misha traded for the Johanna, which is definitely a winning trade for the blue team, especially as Greymane hits the dust. And Happy Cap is trying to find something else on top of the Kalphas, but no, that's a little bit too far. However, Black Arrows are pressed, which means that you can dive. You can just take down the fort as well, but diving sounds a little bit more fun, and you know, extra experience is extra experience. After all, the fort will die in the end, opening up an opportunity to just go for the enemy's burst gap.
Yes, and I guess the blue team just figured out how to play against this cheesy combo of the red team. Because, you know, when you stun Johanna and she pressed the... Okay, we got a next pause coming straight in.
I mean, let's be honest, stunning Johanna is an achievement in of itself.
Yeah.
So...
But,
however, we do see a variant stunt which actually has a lower cooldown than Johanna's Iron Skin. So if you use both things on cooldown, I think that variant might have a slight edge.
yeah. But just in the last team fight, we just saw the trade running out and then Varian charge, taunt, sleep as well. So Varian was just for a few seconds not able to do anything and just got burnt down immediately. And then where the the leap was used as well. So Anduin was like, okay, where do I have to put the light bomb on now? Anyone? Maybe?
I mean, you put it on the Sonya and then the Sonya leaps in. We have talked about this in draft.
Yeah, but leap was on cooldown. So she was not...
Is a Sonya's problem. Why? We do have an engage. Speaking of, we do have the light bomb connecting with just the variant and the Misha. The leap is used to save Ares from this teamfight. Misha, however, not gonna be that lucky because, I mean, Misha can't leap unless you count W. Uh, I don't think W works as a leap.
No.
I guess technically it is because she like leaps at the opponent, but anyway, game. Bruce the camp up must go down. The
Yeah.
dude and Monica are on the case.
And the red team maybe with the next push, but the blue team got that on their plan and wants to interrupt the pay as often as possible. And the red team has to defend on lanes as well, because the blue team, they got only one fort down, but the red team got two. So
Notably, Happy Capt actually has the turn-in right on himself, so if they allow Alarak to turn in, that's another wave, that's another way to stall for those waves. And that's, I guess, kind of an issue with Doom's Spider Queen. That's why it can be that comebacky, because the losing team, while they are not allowed to turn in, they still get those gems, and they can just turn in several waves in a row afterwards. But it doesn't matter for now because the waves are in, which means that the altars are not on the map. Well, you can't turn in anyway.
yeah.
Up top, we do have a push. Black arrows pressed. We do see that the fort will actually fall down before the web weaver even gets to it, which means that the web weaver will proceed going through the lane to the keep. Misha anchoring a little bit, very interesting position for the bear. I don't think people use that place nearly as much as I want them to, but that means that Misha is not quite available for the fight when that happens, and that might happen quite soon, considering that the keep wall is actually not feeling great at all. It's actually feeling quite dead, because it is.
And as you already said earlier, the top lane is the most interesting lane to eliminate every single structure, because the boss is on the top lane as well, where the blue team is now positioning themselves for a trap attempt. But it's a trap, guys. It's a trap. Okay, there's the Wailing Arrow on the front line.
The light bomb connects with two, and there's a falling sword to follow up as well, connecting with just the Misha, but it's enough to kill the Misha. Call the Peter, someone, come on. That's
Yeah,
abuse.
please inform Misha.
Oh, the dude going in, we do have the swipe from Alarak, doing some damage to leg. I called him Legromp once, and that was probably incorrect. So let's try it again. Legalorm. Yes, that. Anyway,
You'll
back
get
to
to
the game.
this. The blue
Boss
team.
for the wave is a trade that has been initiated countless times on Tombs of Spider Queen, and is actually usually how you are able to take down the boss. It's either you take the win in a fight, which, why would you take the boss? You can just push lanes. Or you do trade the boss for the wave. We do see the Fallen Sword used by Anon, but it's not enough. However, the engage on Rexar actually results in the Rexar losing a lot of HP and using his level 16 going to a nice block. The follow-up there will not be enough, and the red team is forced to disengage because the boss is doing quite a bit of damage.
Did you saw that double stun of the boss, and the red team is now on their way together with the boss to the keep to defend that attack from happening, and from more HP falling from the top keep. The blue team in the meantime have to defend against the red web weavers coming down, but they, as you can see, are not coming that far because the lanes were pushed out very far in terms of the red team. But here,
on top of the Sylvanas, that's going to be unstoppable from the Banshee Queen, and she gets away. So an ultimate traded for an ability. The cooldowns on those are actually the same, so not a lot of resources lost. Actually, I find it interesting that Wailing Arrow is the choice here. I have seen a lot of... Well, I have seen a bunch of people go for the mind control, especially considering that at level 20 it actually becomes a 15-second cooldown ability, which is very nasty, particularly in ARMs, but we're here to talk about those teams, not mine, right?
yes, we do. But I guess to come to your point again with the mind control, I would go for the arrow as well, because mind control any hero and you just forces Anduin to pull the controlled target out of trouble, and that's it, I guess.
Pull is a, what, 40-second cooldown? And mind control is... Actually, let me check right now.
I
We'll do it live.
I guess the pull has a bigger cooldown, like 50 seconds or even
Mind,
more.
mind control is 40 seconds, and the pull is 70, actually. So that's 30 seconds of Anduin having no pull, which I
Okay.
think for this composition is good enough because you have the taunt to follow up. You have the Rexer who gets roots on level 20 on his kill command. Unleash the bars. I don't know how this is called in English, but I don't quite care. And Zoe in the mid lane, connecting with the keep wall up there, with the camp assisting. We do see that the Yaz lanes are pushed in as well, which means that red team has to choose, and they will have to choose the lane where the Yaz team is pushed in as well, because you need to counteract that, most importantly.
The blue team already turned into level 20 and got their Storm Talons, and we're currently looking for a fight. They were like, guys, where are you? We want to fight you! But the red team stayed behind the gates and were like, yeah, no, not yet. We are not level 20 yet. Now they make it to level 20 as well. Now we can fight, and let's see who's taking the next team fight, because there will be a team fight coming up. 53 gems already paid for the blue team, but look at the amount of the gems the red team is able to pay. Over 100 gems.
Do you like hitting Johanna, Sergeant Johnny?
Me hitting Johanna? No, not yet. So no.
Good, because with the level 20 upgrade, she will spend even more time in the air. Anyway, we do have the taunt, we do have a bunch of damage, we do have the light bomb connecting with literally no one, including the Misha in that no one's that connected, and the
Oh my
Sword
god.
is actually able to provide a bunch of damage alongside the leaves. The Misha is dead on the spot, and Gabriel has to go out. But the taunt, ooh, very nice outplay on the Grey main, losing 22 champs in the process for the red team. That's quite sad, but I don't think it will matter as much as we think it is, because, I mean, the red team is dead. You just go for the keep, go for the core.
Did you saw how Alaric just destroyed the Anduin? He was just in range to pull him towards him and then made the combo, and he was just exploding. And that was the first kill for the blue team against the red team, and without the healer, the team fight is even more bad to control. And yeah, the combos from the early game are not working that well as previously, and the red team is now currently looking to the core. The shield is already down and more percentage are falling.
That's kind of a weakness of Chase. When you know what you expect, it's actually quite easy to just know how to counter it, because cheesy strats are not meta strats because they have a way to counter them, which is quite obvious in hindsight, but they are rare enough that you can get your opponents with them. Unfortunately, Luftwaffle were not quite able to get mod level falling, which is why MLF are taking map number 1.
Yes, map number 1 is claimed by the blue team. The composition of the red team, I was a really big fan, but just didn't work out in the way they planned it, and the blue team figured that out very quick and knew how to play around that. So, here we go. Next maps could be, of course.
So,
what?
let's
Yeah,
talk about the next map. Luftwaffle actually played on all 10 maps in the launch rotation, while more level falling have not played on Sky Temple, Volskaya Foundry, and Altrak Pass. So I think that with Volskaya Foundry and Altrak has been banned out, I think that picking up Sky Temple might be an option for Luftwaffle to just catch out their opponents and make sure that they are playing on a interesting on a map that their opponent have not played before. Maybe try to catch them out in this particular way, which I think would be quite an interesting idea to look at.
Any special map you have in on your mind already, or any suggestion you can do?
Well, as I've said, Sky Temple is an option that's
Sky
still
Temple
on the
was it?
list,
Okay.
and it is a map that mod level Fallen have not played yet this season.
Sky Temple.
Big map.
You was a big
Can do
fan.
macro. It is a map for Zagara, you know, is a map for Ragnaros. You can love a wave, you can Night Swarm.
That's true. That's true. And also prevents the fort from taking more shots when Ragnaros is doing the thing on the fort. You know what I mean?
I believe it's called the passive.
The passive, yeah, the passive, the molten core. Molten.
No, that's Torbjorn. Or maybe it is. Anyway. Look. So, map pick is chosen by Luftwaffle, and while Sky Temple might be one of the things that they might go for, they also like going for Infernal Shrines on their own. Alongside Altrak and Volskaya, but those maps are already banned, which is quite unfortunate.
I would like to see Infernal Shrines. I like the map in particular. You can just play around the objective, and even if you lose on the objective, you can play around and counter pressure with camps and stuff like this.
And your wish is granted. Infernal Shrines are going to be map number 2.
Nice. I like to see Infernal Shrines picked this time by the red team. The last map, as you can see, was picked by the blue team and won by the blue team. Maybe this time it's the other way around. Picked by the red team, and maybe it's a win this time for Luftwaffle, and we are maybe going to see map number 3.
It was an interesting observation that I made, I think, last season. But first pick is important when you have a few things that are OP in the meta, so you can just ban out everything but the one thing that you're first picking. But when you have too many OP things in the meta, getting second pick is actually better because you get to pick 2 best things that your opponent lets you. And I think we are at the point where second pick is actually strong, and it is actually probably stronger, which is kind of an issue because you get the map pick and you get the priority in the draft, so that's kind of interesting, which is, I think, the way Luftwaffle like to look at things. Also, it does allow you to get the last pick, and considering the amount of cheeky picks that Luftwaffle can bring up to the table, you always want to get that last pick because you know that your cheeky stuff is not countered.
Yeah. But talking about the shrine itself, we saw in the last game Sonya, and especially she and also more heroes are very good in clearing the shrines, the little minions. I guess the most picked heroes for the shrine clear are Leo, Sonya, Zul is also very good, Kalthas with the living bombs.
Ooh, Kalthas is always a pick that I like to see on Infernal Shrines, but that's because I am a Rare Cup player and Kalthas is quite easy to execute. Over here in the Legendary Cup, people might actually pick heroes that are quite a bit harder to play as. I would also like to see the Chromie for once, because we did not see her in game number 1, and she seems to be strong. with or without medallion. So I'm kind of looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, and it seems like we are just about to jump into our second game. Teams are already here, and we saw Kalthas in the last game, so maybe an option to ban or to ban Sonya, but I guess in general the bans will change because of another map. But I have to agree, Imperius is also on this map very good. Same goes to Gul'dan with the amount of wave clear and the little choke points. But I guess Eldrac could be one to ban out. What do you think?
Might be a thing. I do not think about the idea of banning Alrak first, but I think at this level people are able to execute Alrak well, and we just saw more level falling executed quite decently. So not averse to that idea, but I think there are a bit more important heroes who you kind of want to ban. You only have 2 bans before the first peak stage. You only have 3 bans in total, so you have to make sure those count, right?
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the draft of our second game on Inferno Shrines between MLF, also known as Mold Level, Falling, and Luftwaffle on the red team side. And talking about the red team, they decided to play on this map, and therefore we got the first ban coming through for the blue team, and they are saying like, nope, we saw what you did with this Anduin, it's not happening this time. Not only because of the light bombs, but also the multiple saves by the trade, by the pull from Anduin was just very annoying not to finish a hero.
Yes, indeed. We also see a Sylvanas ban on the right, not liking what they saw in map number 1, and Sylvanas actually has a bunch of AoE damage to clear out the shrines, and has the black arrows to make the push even stronger with subject.
That's true, and now the next ban is coming through for the blue team. And we might not see Imperius. No, it's the Irelbon, or Irel, also on the shrine, very good. Punching everyone into the wall and out of the combat or out of the engage. And even if you might think now we can catch Irel, there's a big bubble where she absorbs every incoming damage and turns it into HP again. And yeah, you might do the same amount of damage again to get her down.
Well, we do have the ETC, the URL bans, and the Johanna is picked up first. May is now open because we did see Anduin banned out instead of her, which might be an option for Luftwaffle to consider. On the other hand, May might be a little bit weaker on this map just because I think that Infernal Shrines are a little bit more open than Tombs of Spider Queen. Cassia and Stukov will be the choices for now instead. Diva picked up on the left.
I like the Diva. We didn't saw Diva on the last map, but Diva in particular is also very annoying, also with the explosive mech. And there we get Anna together with her.
Well, Anna versus Stukov, a kind of classic healer matchup. I mean, there are a bunch of healers that I probably can't consider classic, and those are definitely the two of those. Anna, pretty much the quintessential healer in every meta. Stukov, a little bit more on the execute side, a little bit more of a gotcha side, a little bit more engaging, but still able to provide a bunch of peel with his ultimates. We do have Gul'dan ban and the Ragnaros banned out. I find quite interesting, saying no to the cheese and opening themselves up for yet more cheese as Zagara is still unstable.
Oh yeah, Zagara is still available, but I actually don't think they are going for it. Maybe they do, they still got the option, but first of all, here is Imperius together with Blaze, and they are very good in synergizing because Blaze can charge in, stun any hero, and then Imperius got an easy target to follow up with the spear. So I like this composition already. Let's see what the blue team is going for the next.
With every death comes honor. With honor.
Ooh, that's a Hanzo alongside a Junkrat, so that's quite interesting to me. A bunch of pokey backliners, making sure that they are able to get those last points on the objective, making sure that they can get the final strikes to get the objective for themselves, which can be quite an issue for a team. But with Hanzo and Junkrat, you can just poke the opponent out from far away. And that's a Zag.
What? Okay. We got a Zagara pick in the finals of the Legendary Cup. I'm not wondering because I know that the team went for Zagara in the past. But still, I don't see Zagara that often. And yeah, I'm just excited how they are going to play with her.
Well, hopefully well, because they need to win this one to stay in the series and stay in the tournament. Because it is a single elimination, it is a best of 3, and they are one map down already.
Yeah, so if
At least they've got the portrait synergy with those old-timey portraits, which is a point which people don't look at, but is quite important to me at least. So portrait synergy going to the side of Luftwaffle without any question at all.
Yeah, I just we're just looking at it, and yeah, indeed, it's very, very good to see. It's warming up my heart to see that synergy. Just love it. My inner monk is happy. So, but it seems like everyone is loaded, and here we go. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, between Mold Level Falling and Luftwaffle on the battlefield, not of the Eternity, but of the Punishers.
Of the fire.
Yes.
Because the shrines do be infernal. We do have on the right, playing for the side of Luftwaffle, Sate on Zagara, Legalorm on Cassia, Danger Noodle playing as the Stook of Alpha CP on Imperius, and Ares as the Blaze.
And to the left side of the map, now riding into the middle, we have Sonic on Anna, Gabriel on Johanna, Happy capped on Junkrat, the Dude on Hanzo, and Diva is playing by promotion. So
be on the line if you are able to win the cup, but as of now, so just be happy sitting in the mid lane. Zagara will just go to the off lane, start some poking, but to provide some vision for herself, because those creep growths actually give vision, which is quite important, because Zagara kinda squishy, can be ambushed, not looking too great. Meanwhile, the formans are fighting, because of course.
Well, you just wanna know why? Just because. Just cause. It's all about fighting, and that's a nice stun on Hanzo, and a nice follow-up on the sleep, and is he able to walk away? He's jumping over the wall, but Blaze is finishing him. Nice.
Start by the Luftwaffle, just flying down on the target and executing. Very solid start to the game. Here's hoping that they will be able to continue providing that aggressiveness, because I actually quite like the way they play Diva with her boosters. I think Diva is supposed to be like half a global hero, just showing up to every single skirmish quicker than her opponent. But Zagara is just so good at pushing that she forces promotion to sit in the lane and basically negates the Diva advantage that FML might have. MLF, sorry.
Ooh, we see a camp invade down here on the left-hand side, and the steal is coming through. Junkrat had no bomb to boop the red team out of here, and the rest of the blue team had to back away as they were falling even lower and lower. And now the red team show more aggression, shows yes, we are here, we want to win the second map to go on map number 3. We are not out of it yet. And
you might wanna ask how aggressive Luftwaffle are planning to play this game, and they will answer yes, because so far they have just been in the face of their opponents, forcing them to play, forcing them to be sharp about what they are doing, and as long as you continue pushing your opponents, the chance of a mistake continues rising, because they are under pressure, they do need to think quickly, and they do need to make correct decisions. And once they stop doing that, you get a kill, you get a camp, you get your advantages throughout the map, and so far the strategy has been working for Luftwaffle at least a little bit, and they are not willing to stop going for the bottom camp at the time being.
yeah, talking about the bottom camp, the blue team saw that they are going to do the camp, but Anna was in the mid lane, and the objective is also available in the mid lane. Blaze is the one starting it and collected already 7 of the little skeletons. Stun is
engage on the Hanzo, they just don't stop coming. Like the years from the All-Star music. Anyway, we do have Legalrom going in, but unfortunately the Cassie is not quite enough to get the kill on Happy Cap. The stun comes in, disrupting the armor passive on the Amazon, and she's forced to go back. But as of now, I think that Luftwaffle have gotten the advantage that they wanted on the objective. 30 heads to 15 on the other side. The mech explosion is quite important to disrupt whatever Luftwaffle are doing, but they will just find a new angle of attack and maybe even find a flank, which is not going to be the things that happens, but the thing that happens is a very quickly and easily taken Arcane Punisher in the mid lane.
together with the level 7 abilities, the red team is starting to hammer against the wall of the mid lane fort, and in the last fight, in the last seconds, the red team was so low on mana. Nearly everyone but Imperius. I guess Imperius had like 40%. D.Va is charging in from behind, forcing the blue team away. There's a sleep and a little bit of damage following up from Hansel. But yeah, was just amazing to see that the red team was able to win it, considering no mana left for anyone.
I mean, the issue is you are going to go low on resources, you are going to go low because you are trying to force every single engage under the sun. But the S team do not quite have the engage abilities as well, because they are forced to play a little bit safer, they are forced to adopt this defensive mentality, and snapping back into the aggressive mode from it is a little bit of a task to go through. We do see the Johanna scout out that Siege Camp being taken, promotion is already there as well, and we do not have level 10 for the Nidus Form yet. Era's gonna get mined, but he's gonna get mined to safety, very unfortunate for Happy Cap, and the camp is ignored. The camp is actually reset, although not yet, because Legal Romp and Alpha CP are gonna go in and just clean it out. So, a very interesting attempt by the blue team, but unfortunately they were not able to get anything with their numbers advantage, and the camp was still taken by the team in the red, which means that they got the soak up top and the camp in the bot lane.
Yeah, and talking about advantage, the red team turned into level 10 before the blue team, and it's more than a second. The first ultimate ability already coming out, but missed the target. The Valkyrie was flying away, and the blue team has to be oh no, I'm looking for words. I don't find them.
If it makes you feel better, the first ultimate ability pressed was the Zagara's Nidus Worm, and those can't miss, I think. We do have the massive shaft to disengage, to yeet away that mech explosion, which is quite important. Ooh, the dragon arrow, however, hitting Danger Noodle, the bunny hop from the D.Va, what? Mech explosion used as well, and Imperius is down in the other half of the fight. The front line is separated from the back line, and in the chaos, we do see that the team in blue are finally getting what they want, finally getting some kills on the board, finally getting some pressure on the board as well. The red team have used their ultimates right after getting them, which was their attempt to force an engage, was their attempt to force a fight with an advantage. But the blue team just dodged the ultimate and forced the fight right after they got their own ultimates, exposing the advantage the disadvantage that the red team has put themselves in.
And nearly every single ultimate ability was used in the last fight, and the objective was not even up to fight for, it was just a random fight into the mid lane. The blue team got everything they wanted in this fight and could have gone for maybe a little bit more, but the only heroic ability that was not used yet was the Riptire from Junkrat. We got more and more heroic abilities coming back up. It's
and they
only
are coming back up quicker for the red team because they have used them earlier, and their ultimate abilities are actually a little bit of a lower cooldown as well. The Valkyrie catches on promotion, but unfortunately gets stuck on the wall. And that's the thing you hate to see as a passive when you have the Valkyrie used. Because when they catch on the wall, it does not even receive the full stun. We do have Ragnarok as a re-engage, however, and Cassie is blown up. The silence is not enough to help her. The bunker is used, the bunker is blown up, and the Imperius is blown up as well. The dude is going to be darkened of the engage by the red team, but it is not enough, and multi-level falling are getting themselves back into the game slowly but surely. They are already ahead, and I don't think they are looking to stop, Chief.
no, they are not. They are even going further and further. Can't stop, won't stop. The second objective definitely claimed by them, and this will be a Mortar Punisher on the top lane. And Sagara, together with the Nidus, is swapping from lane to lane to catch every single experience, because the blue team already got their level 13 abilities. Blaze, the only defender on the top lane yet.
That play from Luftwaffle. They recognize the fact that they aren't able to defend that push from the blue team, and they just go to the mid lane, take down the fort and the mid lane, and go bot lane as well. If they are able to take the fort and the bot lane, the blue team will actually lose the trade. Unless they go for the keep, and now we have a base race on our hands. That's actually quite exciting.
That's very exciting, but as you already said, this is way more impactful for the red team. They eliminated. Ooh, but talking about the elimination, there's D.Va coming in and preventing 3 heroes from teleporting back to the home. And so, look at the top lane.
So that's actually a very solid counter by the blue side, recognizing the fact that the mid fort will fall, and if we don't stop this base race, this will be an equal trade. We just go commit to the base race and send the D.Va to interrupt the backs to make sure that we get down that keep. Because even if Luftwaffle get down that fort, a fort for keep is a win for the teams that got the keep down.
That was a flying arrow, missed the target unfortunately, but eliminating the top lane keep will send every single catapult with every single wave in the next minutes, and for the rest of the game onto the top lane. So the red team will send later on someone back to defend this, but so far
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Zagara, because you do have those Nidus forms. You are able to just scoot around the map, clearing out every single wave, allowing your team to run in as a foreman, and the Valkyrie catches on top of, we do see the Ana looking very unhealthy, but actually managing to get out for the time being, and Blaze unfortunately just not enough damage. The bunker is used as now the blue side is looking for something, although no, this looks a little bit too weird. However, Cassie is dead. Ares finds an engage on Sonic, but Sonic just refuses to die, and that's pretty much it, because the red side found their engage. They used everything to try and kill the Ana, and then the Ana just didn't die. Which means that the red side are now exposed way too far, because they have tried to catch out the Ana without their abilities, because they tried to kill the Ana, and you have everything, because the Ana did not even die.
yeah. And now when the blue team turned into level 16, this is the latest call for the red team. Okay, now we have to back up. Now we don't want to fight anymore, and the blue team is even chasing harder behind the fort, and the Valkyrie missing again, unfortunately, the target. And that's the bot lane. Keep fort eliminated, or isn't it?
not, in fact, as Ares finds a flank, gets a very nice stun, and you know, the fort damage changes. They were enough to save the fort for the blue side in the bot lane because Imperius has been done a little bit quicker than Luftwaffle has anticipated. But on the other hand, it also saves the red side's fort as well because multi-level Fallen are just not willing to fight under the enemy's fort. We do have another camp taken, we do have another Night Swarm pressed put down on the map. And another fight is breaking out as the camp is now going to go in. The Dragon Arrow connecting on top of the Cassia, and there's a follow-up. The Bunny Hop, the Riptide, and the damage from the Hanzo is just enough to annihilate the Cassia here. The Silence not enough to kill Promotion. We do see the Diva receive a lot of damage from Angelic Omnant, but it is not quite enough, and she will get back into the mech soon. TM. Gabriel gonna get killed by the Imperius, but a mine from Junkrat will make sure that the damage will not quite proc. And now the Pokin, instead of mold level falling, is just going to pop off pretty much, because you do have all of that engage is on the Ana, because she's the closest person on the blue team that they can reliably blow up.
Yeah.
And all of that backlane is just sitting so far back that you can't even engage on it. And that's the beauty of the setup of mold level falling for this particular game.
I agree. And I just look to all those engages. If you look to the Hanzo arrow and then the follow-up on the sleep dart, and then just everything focusing on the target that got sleeped, and the blue team just find a kill on Cassia, for example, in the last fight, and then it's already a bit harder to fight the fight without a full team, but the 4 against 5.
And that's the beauty, because mod level falling have recognized in draft that they are teams that is going to re-engage, and they are not engaging themselves. If you look at it, they aren't actually looking for fights. I mean, they are gonna do something now that they've got a Punisher, but they aren't diving deep, they aren't trying to go for it unless they are ahead already. And that's kind of a beautiful part in it, because the red team knows that if the blue team engages, they put themselves in a position to get engaged on. However, there's the Dragon Arrow, it will not hit, the Riptide will not be great as well, and the Blast Shield does not connect too well. It is actually used to disengage, and here we saw it. The blue team tried to engage, and they put themselves at a disadvantage, and the red team is now executing it very well. We do see Promotion lose the mech and lose Promotion himself as well, honestly. Should die here.
Ooh, yeah, should die, blinded and eliminated by Cassia. So, one of the rarest counter kills for the red team, and as you already mentioned, Zagara's clearing the top lane time and time again. And now, with this kill on the Diva, the red team is smelling a little bit of hope to turn this game around again. The Zagara is already on the camp on the bot lane, the right camp for the red team got claimed as well, and the red team is looking for anyone from the blue team, because the blue team is not level 20 yet. We can now fight on even talents, but look at the blue team.
Position looks a little bit base racy, but we do see that the blue team actually knows where the red team are, and they are just gonna trade each other's through the camps. And now I think the Hanzo is sent to go and disrupt the backs while the rest of the team... Ah, no, they're just back in. Okay, that's not that interesting. The Valkyrie will miss here, and the funniest part of this game is that you can't engage, because the teams that engages will actually lose the fight. Because if you engage with the red team, the blue team knows where to send all of the poking, knows where to send the arrow, because you are engaging on the Ana, pretty much. You don't have anything else to engage on. And if the blue team engages, the red team finally gets those extra engage targets that they were looking for, because the Junkrat has to step forward to use his abilities. Hanzo wants to step forward as well. And here we see that engage from the blue team. We do see the bunker in return. A lot of damage traded between the teams, but nothing happening, essentially.
The Messerschmitt pushed Johanna even further through the mid lane, away from it. And that was a nice engage. The
And that was a level 20 engage as well for Mold level
yeah.
falling, just nothing happening out of it. And they were the ones engaging. So now Luftwaffle actually get a little bit of a window to get their level 10, but they're going for the fort, which I think is a little bit too aggressive. However, the Valkyrie connects with Sonic. It's not quite enough danger. Noodle gonna receive a lot of damage here, but it's going to survive thanks to Sukov's burst healing abilities. Ares on the flank, Alpha CP also on the flank a little bit there. And both teams get away safely, and Luftwaffle just gets their time to get to level 20 and to negate that level 20 advantage.
And talking about the next Punisher spawning onto the top lane, if the red team loses out on that one, this Punisher will charge straight onto the core, and when the blue team pushes with it, then it will be a really tough time for the red team to defend it, and that could be potentially the last Punisher of the game. There's a stun on D.Va, Root on the ground as well. There's more damage to Silence, but D.Va survived with the mech.
But that's a Dragon Arrow, and that's a Dragon Arrow with no follow-up, which means that the blue team now does not actually have that great of an engage. Junkrat is going to get Valkyrie, Junkrat is going to die, and that's the first death of the fight. And now the red team, they had to engage, they have been put in a disadvantage, but unfortunately the scuffed attempt by the Hanzo at a re-engage will be just enough for Luftwaffle to run them down. Anna dies, Johanna dies, and now you are able to take down the fort, take down the objective, and push into the keep, and maybe even for the core.
And all of that happened onto the top lane, where the red team not only took down 3 heroes, but also pushed the wave out even further, so they don't have to send anyone back, but they do. Cassia was going back to just for more mana and health and stuff like this. But
And
yeah,
about those cheesy picks, Zagara just took the bot camp. How did she get to the bot lane? Nidus Form. That's an ultimate. A thing that people can use. And yeah, Zagara can just do those things. Which is why Zagara has been so successful for Luftwaffle. They are able to execute that type of comp where the 4 people are just running around, leaving Zagara to just go around the map, get those extra lanes of experience, and get those camps in places where people just don't have any right to be, honestly.
yeah.
It's just impossible to get to the bot lane that quickly.
And now we see a little bit of, I don't know, misplays. There's a random Junkrat ult coming out just to give more damage, but was not played for a follow-up.
That's Rita, the Valkyrie, and the Bunkers. They still have the Dragon Arrow on the hands, so that might be a little bit huge, honestly. But
Yeah.
as of now, it looks like the keep will fall down. Ares not looking too great, gonna receive a stun and will actually die in the hands of the keep. The Dragon Arrow connects with an Imperius. Not the best hit for the Hanzo here, but the fight has already ended up, and the fight has already ended with the Blaze falling down, which is a win for mod level falling. The question is, oh no, wait, what?
What?
Junkrat, no. Oof.
Zagara was in mid lane. I guess it was the Hunter Killer, but I didn't catch it. Did you?
Well, look, now Luftwaffle are actually equal in this fight, which means that they will just be able to take down the Bruiser camp and will be able to continue blind pressure, taking down the mid lane as well.
Can anyone tell us what happened?
I think this was an immortal jump and the kill was just credited to Zagara.
Okay,
Well, a Punisher jump, not an immortal, but look.
maybe. Okay, top lane keep for the blue team is down as well. Camp is pushing in, and talking about camps, as you can see, the red team is going for more and more camps, putting the blue team this time on pressure. The red team, you can see, wants this fight and wants, no, not this fight, but the map. They want to win on that. They are not finished yet.
And, well, we have called the ambulance for Luftwaffle, but it wasn't for them, apparently. Because if you look at the map, it's actually now very even, except for the fact that all the waves are pushed in the direction of the blue team, and all of the camps on this map are red, which not looking too great for Mold level falling, who are now forced to just sit back and defend. Fortunately, they do have the Junkrat and Hanzo who do this very well, but unfortunately, there's an engagement promotion.
Oh!
The Valkyrie catches on the Diva, and
Wow.
that's a kill. That's just enough to find the fight. The Dragon Arrow will be there as a retaliation tool, but the Rita is eaten by the Vanker, and that's enough for Luftwaffle. They found their engage. The ultimates on the blue side are blown away, and you can just go in. You can
Oh
just
my
go in
god.
against this.
Definitely, you can just go in, and that Valkyrie catch that little Diva on the last possible inch. Oh my god, I just thought, oh no, it's just missed by 1 or 2 centimeters, but it was enough to pull Diva back into the fight and finish her. And now with the 5-on-4 situation in favor of the red team, they are pressuring on the next keep into the middle and maybe on the bottom as
There's
well.
a camp pushing in on the core, which means that the blue team has their attention split between the mid lane, between the top lanes. The Johanna dies in the mid, and the keep dies there as well. They can't just go for the core, but you can go for the Punisher as well, and it will be a safer play.
Next Puncher's up, this time on the bot lane, and the blue team still got on the bot lane a keep and more healthier than the red team. So
It is a frozen Punisher is also, the keep will not be able to do much. And they also got a camp to push down the bot lane as well, just a lot. Another thing for the blue team to pay attention to, and... Ooh, not looking too great for mold level falling, but what a solid comeback from Luftwaffle so far.
yeah, you just can see Luftwaffe, they absolutely are not willing to lose this one. They want to win it, and together with this upcoming Punisher, they might claim it for themselves. They could potentially end this game. There's one last keep remaining onto the bot lane, but the Punisher will just burn through that like hot butter through cheese. And yes, I stole that from Caldo, I'm sorry.
Can we not rip off the bald guy? I mean, he has a hard time as is just in our broadcasts. Anyway, we do have the siege camp taken in the bot lane by the... Sorry, in the mid lane by the red team, who also have the Frozen Punisher. So, this is a push to end the game. Let's see how well it will go. And if you are mold level falling, I think you have to choose map pick for game number 3 if you lose this one.
Yes, because as we already discussed, the blue team picked the first one, won the first one. Now the red team picked the second one, and if they winning it, then it's map pick winner always wins.
The Valkyrie is missed, which is an important engage tool there. We do see that the Punisher is going into the course. The Dragon Arrow
Oh
is
my
there,
god!
and that might be the fight that mold level falling has wanted. The Cassie is dead, and the ultimates have connected for MLF, which means that Luftwaffle are not able to end the game just yet, but they are able, however, to just go back, take the camps, and continue applying pressure. All of it. I'm not quite sure how many fights do mold level falling have to win to actually get the win in this game. I guess the best bet is just to go for a suicide push through the top lane, go for a little bit of a base race and win it somehow. Diva's mech is blown up. We do see Alpha CP getting a free engage into the backline, but I don't think he likes it very much because he's just being poked out from all directions.
And with that, with another death on another hero, they are now 5-3, and now it's the blue team taking the camps onto the red team side. First of all, the siege camp on right here, but the bruiser camp on the top lane will be the target soon TM. But there's an engage on Eris, and he is falling, but the silence of Stukov shuts it down very quick. And Junkrat in the meantime has to go back to defend all 3 lanes. There's no keep left for the blue team anymore.
Nice camp, blue team. What are you gonna do with it? Take down the fort? Oh, you're actually going for the keep. That might work out in the end, but that's a 4v4, and that's
Oh my god!
right on top of the dude. And
No!
that's a blob, and that's enough. That should be enough for Luftwaffle, because now there's no damage on the side of the blue team here. At all. There's a mech explosion, but the mech is blown up, and now they definitely have no damage here. Promotion chase actually adds a bunch of seconds to the blue team, who now only have 45 seconds to defend before the Hanzo comes back, which I think, as long as you have the Junkrat and the Hanzo, I think you should be able to just deal with all those waves. After that, it might be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. And
And
I
the blue team is just going further up top. I'm not sure that's a correct play because everyone is just in the base already, and there comes the red team. Luftwaffle versus Moldova falling. That's a core defense. 3v5. Are they able to do it? 15 seconds until the Hanzo respawns. We do have the shields almost blown away already, but the issue is Luftwaffle are not exactly looking to fight the core, they are looking to fight the people, and you're not doing any core damage there. The core finally gets blown through the shields. The engage from Ares is there. The Dragon Arrow hits on Danger Noodle and Stukov is killed. There will be no healing for Luftwaffle, but the trade is Johanna Happy Cap. Not looking too great, actually looking kind of dead as well, and the core is on 60%.
Oh, what is this? 40% on the core. The D.Va is trying to prevent every single more damage.
30. The mech explosion is there. Alpha CP is actually gonna get blown up, it looks like, but no, he stays alive like Rom. We do see the core on 5%, and that's going to be a game 3.
Wow, Zagara wins these days. Wow, just wow. But yeah, as you already said, Zagara just ported from top lane to bot lane, from camp to camp, and was just everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Wow. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, is coming up next.
I have theorized that you want map pick because you want that second pick, you want those 2 picks. But no, that's not the thing. Against Luftwaffle, you actually want to secure that last pick because you want to be able to counter whatever the heck they are gonna pick last. And the funniest part, we did see the Ragnaros ban. And if you ban out the Garen instead of the Ragnaros, you just get the Ragnaros. And now you have a 5-man roaming around across the map and doing the engages as a 5-man. But with the lava wave, just clearing out the waves and soaking up the experience. Dragon Shy is going to be our map number 3, which is looking to be quite an interesting one because you have a lot of action throughout the map, so that's a thing. And we also have that map pick going from mod level falling, so exactly, they choose to go for the second pick, they choose to go for the last pick.
So maybe it's true the team picking the map is also the team winning the map. If so, then Mold Level Falling could potentially win this by a 2-1, but we just saw Luftwaffle fought back and they are not willing to let this slide because they don't want to be eliminated yet. Whew, that will be an interesting one, very interesting one. Lot of things are happening on Dragonshire. You have to control 3 things at the same time. The top and bot lane shrine, and of course in the middle the control point to release the Dragon Knight.
And the Dragonshire is a more offlane oriented map. Of course, in the lower divisions you do see just the team was a better offlaner win, but you know, I have said this in the Rare Cup, and I will continue saying this forever. A good solo laner will never be able to sit in the solo lane. The enemy team should make it an offlane and not a solo lane. And there will be a lot of rotations, I hope, because the higher we go on Dragonshire, the more rotations there are between the bottom lanes, and the top lanes, the more ganks there are up top. And even the offlaners going down to help the team win those team fights, which will be quite interesting to me. And funnily enough, the higher we go on the ladder of Heroes Launch, the higher we go through the divisions, the later the first Dragon Knight capture is, just because both teams are good at recognizing what they have to do to either take it or to counteract it. And the counteracting team is just... the counteracting level is just so much better than in lower divisions.
Yeah. Wow, I'm very excited for the upcoming third match. Who's going to win it? Who's going which hero is going to be picked and played or banned. Because Hanzo is also very good on this map, as we just saw him with the arrows, Junkrat as well. Also with the poke to interrupt picking up the Dragon Knight.
Mhm.
Oh my god. That will be very spicy. Very, very spicy. You will see two teams fighting for every single inch on this upcoming map. It's the map to decide who's going on in this Legendary Cup tournament.
Can you stop casters cursing us and talk about how good a Ragnaros would be on this map?
Yes, I can try. If you agree on Ragnaros, then you can talk about even more motivated. But I don't
I
know.
mean, well, let's start with this. Zagara is going to be banned. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what can Luftwaffle actually bring up in the offlane? They
Well,
do have a bunch of Ragnaros picks, but I'm open to different kind of suggestion if you want to go for it.
I mean, for me, the hero to pick always on Dragonshire is Rexa. You can, you got Misha on the point. You can soak on the lane at the same time, or the other way around. But yeah, would be surprising for me to see Ragnaros, but wouldn't be that shocking for me because we already saw in the statistics that Luftwaffle very likes to play on Ragnaros, and indeed, we got first ban on Rexa.
But we also have 13 IRL picks on the side of Luftwaffle. That's Zagara.
And that's the caster's predictions. Here we go.
We're so good at this cup. But yeah, IRL can actually be rather oppressive on the shrine as well, because she gets a jump to clear the distance between the wave and the shrine itself, which, funnily enough, is a little bit of a distance that you have to walk through, and can be quite important. Sylvana's ban on the side of Luftwaffle, I like this idea, preventing the amount of push that the blue team will be able to achieve, and preventing some of those Veiling arrows, which can be quite disgusting in the teamfight sometimes.
Yeah. And now the blue team with their next ban, and it's the Johanna, picked now a few times in the last two games and not this time. So maybe we see ETC this time.
Yeah, we do have the ETC open, we do have the May open as well, so I would not be averse to seeing an ETC on the red side this time around. I would not be averse to seeing May as well, because the ice walls, the avalanches can be quite important, but it's going to be an Anna on the first pick.
And first pick Anna is always a little bit dangerous. Now the blue team a little bit forced into picking a mage away from the red team, because nano boosted mage is always very terrifying. And there we go, Gul'dan and ETC are the first two picks for the blue team.
ETC, funnily enough, I think is a little bit weaker, but he's still very strong with all of his control. He has been known for a while, and for a while I mean for a while, with the mosh pit, how big it is, how huge it is sometimes, and that's the counter. We do have Eliming with a wave of force. The Epic Cup actually was decided by wave of force overlapping with the mosh pit in ETC with like 3 pixels in total.
Yeah.
It was enough. The mosh pit got interrupted, and Quackamole were forced to take a loss on this one. Irel picked up in the offlane. Quite annoying, quite abusing. I don't think I agree with that Imperious ban, honestly, but I mean, think Imperious is still a thing, apparently. So,
I mean, you don't get ETC to hold the enemy teams still to connect to the Liming combo. Imperious would be one opportunity in picking a tank for the red team and to pick up multiple heroes on his spear, and
I guess. may still open actually, so you can
Yeah.
just avalanche the ETC away once he starts, dancing.
True.
We do have the Hanzo ban, which I think is great. I think I like the fact that they decided that Hanzo is more annoying than the Junkrat, which I definitely agree with because Dragon Arrow is just so much more important than Riptide for those teamfights. But we do have the Tracer open, and the Tracer is a pick that I heard about a lot as a boogeyman of the higher divisions, but a pick that I have not actually seen that so far.
Yeah. Tracer can be very, very annoying, especially in your backline with the heroes that are not that mobile and Tracer is just hopping around you. But here's the counter against Tracer. There's Varian with a potential taunt and Reyna coming in.
I mean, you say that Varian is a counter. Oh.
Oh. Yeah, big O.
And that's why you want the last pick. Now
Exactly.
we are able to see the foreman of Gul'dan, ETC, and doing Tracer versus some other lane. And,
Wow.
or even just all three Vikings in the top lane, which apparently is a thing, apparently is very much playable, and is apparently not too bad because you can control the objective with one of the Vikings and have the other Vikings push out the lane and pressure the enemy offlaner.
Yeah. Lost Vikings in the last game of this series between Mode Level Falling and Luftwaffle. I agree with you. The Lost Vikings can be played on in splitted ways, so one hero on every single lane, but they can push against all of them. And Varian was forced to pick after the pick of Tracer, and now I'm a little bit curious to see.
You keep saying that Varian is a counter to Tracer, but I
Yeah.
disagree.
Why?
Because if you get taunted by Varian, you're already doing something wrong as a Tracer.
Okay.
Like, thesis. A good Tracer will never be able to get taunted by the Varian.
Indeed.
Prove me wrong. You have the blinks, you have the rewind to get out of the taunt if that happens even. You just have to keep your distance, you just have to keep your peel options safe. And even if you get cut out, you have Zenduin, who can just yoink you out of the danger.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are in our last game of this particular series, Mode Level Rising against Luftwaffle. And on the left side, we have the dude on Gul'dan, we have Sonic on Anduin, we have Happy Capped on the Tracer, Promotion on every single Viking, and Gabriel on ETC.
And on the right side, for Luftwaffle, we have Legalorm on Liming. I think that no one actually has pronounced and or spelled this name correctly yet in chat or on the casting desk.
Yeah,
We also on Liming, we also have Danger Noodle on Ana, Sate on Rainer, Ares playing the Varian, and Alpha CP on the URL.
And talking about the names, there are multiple names that are very difficult to pronounce correctly. And even if you didn't saw them in the first place, then you're running for it, and you're like, how do I do this? And you just get stuck.
Well, the answer is eventually. We do have promotion in the top lane with Baleog and Olaf. With Baleog and Eric, while Olaf is sitting in the mid lane, just collecting some stray experience. The teams are opting for a 4-man rotation, although Luftwaffle are already switching it up a little bit by going to the Bruise Camp, taking down the Bruise Camp as quickly as possible, just to try and pressure out the Vikings off the lane, because that camp can be an issue for the Vikings to deal with, and will definitely be a big asset for the IRL to help against the oppression.
Yeah. I was just about to ask, what do you think, what camp will have more value, but you gave me already an answer. So, the blue team taking the control onto the bottom one, on the bottom shrine, and URL found the first Viking and is looking for the next one. Promotion is running, but I don't think URL will lose out on him.
And now, the Viking pick is very solid. Can soak both of those lanes, both mid and top, and in the mid lane you don't really need people until the enemy team takes the shrines, in which case you need to interrupt the Dragon Knight, or it just gets taken, lol.
That
But
was a
now
quick
you
one.
run into a little bit of an issue because the Vikings, per se, I don't think they have too much wave clear. At least without the Baleok, which got killed. And that camp is actually doing a number on the top wall, and now the Dragon Knight is also here to just yeet out, I think it wasn't yet another Viking, and go and take down the well, take down the fort. Alpha CP gonna get focused, because Dragon Knight is but one thing, and a 2v5 is still a 2v5. But down bot, we do have a push from the side of Luftwaffle as well, so a little bit of map-wide pressure from the red side, which you always love to see.
But here's ETC trying to flank, but got shut down by Varian and had to dodge the orb of Li Ming as well. And as you said, the red team had just a really good push on every single lane. There's a nice power slide on Varian, but Varian is charging on Anduin, and the sleep dart just missed the target. Very close. And now we see...
You
Yeah?
have talked, you have talked extensively about how Varian is a counter to Tracer. And I have said that Tracer can be yeeted out by Zanduin, which
Yeah.
is also correct. But if you engage on top of Zanduin, no one will be able to save him, because Anduin is not able to yeet himself out of the danger, because he is in the danger zone. So that's a thing to look at, and that's a thing that Ares is actually trying to go for. Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
That was clutch. That was very clutch. One more missile connected and Tracer could be gone. But we have so many Vikings already falling that we could add it to the first blood for the red team.
I
Don't
mean,
you
half a kill is not a kill. And while Anduin, funnily enough, is the most kill proficient hero on the map with 1 kill out of 1. We do see the ETC, however, being the trade, and now Luftwaffle might actually be considered ahead.
Yeah, you don't need to focus the most dangerous hero on the map. What could be the Tracer, just focus the frontliner who's fought already a little bit low on health, and then the sleep dart, the anti-heal grenade connected, and then the Li Ming composition just finished everything else. Nice damage and nice kill from the red team. And level
Allowing
9?
them to go and steal the enemy siege camp, which is quite nice, quite important. Allows them to ramp up a little bit in the experience direction. We do have also Alpha CP actually focusing on the Baleok, which is quite important because Baleok is the wave clear there. You don't get much of those on the side of Eric. Happy Captain is going to show up top to try and retake the altar, and will do so successfully, as Alpha CP is not quite looking to go for a fight with an Irel, because while you can catch a Viking, Tracer is a little bit of a different beast, honestly.
Yeah. And now Li Ming has to back away a little bit, because now nearly the full blue team is on the bot lane to secure the control of the bot shrine as well. But we got the level 10 abilities already for the red team and now for the blue team. And here we go, the fight is on, the taunt on ETC, there's a comp and the Horrify on Varian. Varian is very deep into the backline, is protected, light bombs coming on Tracer but is hitting no one. And there's the finish onto the mage, and oh my god, so much happening.
We have talked about the Falling Sword light bomb combo. What if the light bomb target had 3 blinks instead of 1?
Oof.
That's the idea behind the Tracer thing, but unfortunately the Tracer did not quite realize that she had a light bomb on, and we do have the taunt, and we do have the Anduin pull.
Nice. Anduin very awakened and very aware of that taunt and pulled Tracer out of trouble, and Gabriel now in a little bit more of trouble. The combo connected, but was not enough to finish ETC for now. And now the power slide on Varian, protected by the way, and is escaping as well. Red team shows the aggression from the last team, from the last map. And
I mean, you are looking down bot where the action is happening, but I just like watching whatever's happening. Meanwhile, Varian just died, but yeah. Meanwhile, up top, Promotion is just trying to tickle Alpha CP to death. while Irel once in a while just comes down on the Viking and slaps him for half his HP. And then the Viking runs away, and then we just repeat. So this is actually beautiful, that's performance art.
Yeah. But the Vikings are paying out right now, as you can see. 4 heroes of the red team, no, from the blue team are pushing in the bot lane. And 2 of the Vikings are on the top lane, and the third one is in the middle. So the blue team is not missing any single XP globe. But the red team has to send someone into the middle as well, and that's the point where they are no more 3, and there's the massive engage with the... Oh my god, that's just everything. The mosh pit, the light bomb, then the horrify, and that's a double kill already against the damage. And another power slide will finish out Ares, or will it? He's protected, but the tracer bomb is finishing him, and that's a triple kill in total, together with the bottom lane fort falling. Oh my god.
So Irel has actually missed Eric on the last jump, which means that now she's actually losing in the straight off HP. And Alpha CP can't even pressure the lane because Promotion is just gonna go on top of the point and force the Irel to go back and try to slap him. Missing another E in the process, and look at how much damage the Irel actually does not have now. Promotion being very annoying and very successful at what he's doing.
And as we're nearly 9 minutes into the game, I just realized...
Oh, Baliak joins in on the fun as well, and the fight is actually happening. Promotion losing a bunch of HP, but Alpha CP loses HP a lot faster. The question is it enough for Zerel to actually catch the Eric? No, it's not. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyways, the fight in the bottom lane is happening or something. Please cast that. I'm here to look at Virel versus the Vikings.
It's just very, very unfair that you can look to both, and I'm just like, I have to switch everything. Where's the action happening? But now it's on the bot lane. Gabriel is in trouble. The taunt is coming out, but the light bomb saves him for now. 37. No, it's not enough. ETC is down, and Happy Capped is on the way back, and Li Ming is looking for anything else, but whew.
So, Irel has just jumped on top of the Eric. You can keep casting your bot lane, I'm not looking there, I want to see this.
Okay, fair enough. And Sonic is low and Anduin is down. Nice combination of the red team, but Little Crump is falling as well, so the killer got
Eric
killed.
Actually captures the top altar finally, as Alpha CP finally got to clear out the wave, and actually goes on top of the Baliok, because Eric is swift, but Baliok is not that quick. Which means that he can be a better target, but unfortunately Alpha CP decides to drop the matters and go on top of Promotion instead, as he tries to take up the altar again. The jump will connect, but knows the jump from the Vikings to counter that.
But down here is the mosh pit, and Arrows fought very deep, but Anna not enough to save him. Was in trouble by Gul'dan himself, and now that could be the potential Dragon Knight for the blue team. As what's up there? Who's in control?
Back to the circus line. We do have Irel. Sorry, we do have Irel just taking a sip out of the fountain, retaking the top camp. We do have the shield on Eric, saving him yet again as Promotion. Oh wait, no, that's someone else. Happy Cap shows up top to just cap the altar and get it over with. Li Ming taking the bot altar to counteract.
I was just like, oh wait.
And another engage on the Baliok, and that might actually be enough. No, the jump comes out. Oh no. Oh no, this is so tilting to play if you're Irel.
Oh god. I just thought for a second, oh, there's a third Viking coming up in. Oh no, it's... Oh no, don't jump over,
That's
don't...
a Tracer, that's not a Vikings, that's a Tracer. Yeah. That's a lot of damage. We do have the easy and the cooldown. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, the jump, the Horrify. Is it enough? It is enough.
No way!
It's not enough, and the Olaf is dying in the bottom instead, and that's going to be a fort for Luftwaffles.
Oh my god, what an escape by Urel. Jumped into the right direction into the Horrify, and the Horrify pushed her out even further. And in the meantime, as you said, There's an engage again in the middle. Hyperion got used. Also the nano boost, but Li Ming is looking for any target, but the blue team is just running away. Let the boost running out.
Irel back in the top lane, retaking the ultra, but there is now a hard camp pushing in her lane, and while Baleok is not here, which means that Eric does not actually have a lot of wave clear, Eric decides to just sit there and poke her out. You can go and take the ultra right now, which I think is the correct play, but unfortunately the camp is cleared out already, and Alpha CP looking to be... No, he's quick enough. Promotion gonna receive half of his HP as damage, gonna jump away and receive some healing because Vikings Horde providing a lot of healing, and there's a fight in the bot lane.
Yes, Anduin fault. The mosh pit got used as well, but interrupted straight away. Li Ming survived that attack, but without any heal, it's very difficult for the blue team to sustain down here. Varian is looking for the next attack. There's the chant, there's the taunt, and the fear hitting on Reyna, but no follow-up.
Promotion actually getting stunned. That might be enough to get a kill. No, the shield comes out again. Come on.
Oh no! Yes!
He did it.
And Dragon Knight in the middle is coming through.
And now you get to kill the Baleok as well because he's not as quick. Oh, Alpha CP just finally got the kill in the offlane. Oh my god. Oh no, they're back. Come on.
Finally, I killed everyone, and then the Vikings are revive. Round 2.
This is just like those cartoons on Nickelodeon or something.
Yeah.
Just keep coming, and they don't stop coming. So Alpha CP actually forced to go back into the Greaty Land on 4v4s and teamfighting before going to the mid lane to just try and focus down the fort while the keep is being focused down in the bot lane.
And the keep will fall.
And so will the well. And you know, with each well that the red team actually kills, Alpha CP's chances increase because to get the healing on every single Viking, you just have to take a sip with one of them. So killing that well in the mid lane does not matter much usually, but for someone laning against Vikings, it might be very important. Although at this point, I believe the Vikings Horde actually provides a lot of healing.
So, together with that, ooh, here's the engage into the middle, light bomb connected on 2, there's the bomb connecting, Li Ming is down, Anna is falling as well, the Horrify splits the team across, and now they are falling onto Varian, who tries to survive. Urel comes in, Alpha CP pushed them away, Jimmy tried that as well, but no connection there, but no more deaths for the red team. They were caught into the middle, and the blue team, together with the level 20 abilities, said, alright, we take this fight, no props
Speaking
here.
of level 20's abilities, Alpha CP gets his level 20 talent and gets half of Baleok's HP done, but is actually forced to go back because you do want to take this camp, and more importantly, you do want to defend this core, because the keep is not defendable anyway.
Oh, what are we looking here? What a game. The blue team increases even more the push onto the bottom lane, taking the next upcoming siege camp, as you can see. There we go. And now both teams with the level 20 abilities. The next team fight could decide this game. This is so close. This is so unbelievably close. Hyperion comes out to shut down the attack onto the fort into the middle.
Not gonna lie, I hate the fact that the lane phase is over, because now I do not get my comedy retreat. Maybe the handicap actually gonna get a lot of damage put into the Tracer, but you are alive. You are not dead, and that's the important part. Promotion sitting in the bush there, waiting for everyone to go away, but no, the timing is chosen poorly. And he's just forced to go top. Meanwhile, Olaf is dead. Bot lane, we do have the light bomb, we do have the blow up, and the Ana is killed, and the Varian is leaving the match. There has to be a pause. Yes, there is. I don't think the Varian is surviving. I don't think. Who is that even? I don't think Rainer is surviving either.
No, I don't think Varian. Rainer is going to survive that as well. I don't think... maybe. You know, the healer is down, so it's even
Okay.
harder.
Let's go back to the important questions. Will Will Eric survive?
Okay, let's go. Let's go to the Vikings. I guess Yrel, so Alpha CP will take a big break.
Nah, back to the bot lane with you.
Here we go. And
Rainer,
happy
Rainer,
Cappy!
Rainer. Actually alive.
No way.
Ryan not looking too bad either, but the mosh pit should be enough, right? Surely.
Yes.
Oh, Li Ming is actually the one who dies. Okay. Rainer is alive. Eric is alive as well.
But now with
Engage
3
with the
heroes.
Bennett. Ah, you mean he missed. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't matter much because there's a core attempt and I don't think the Rainer can actually defend it.
No.
But, I mean, Irel wants to get that kill. No. Oh no, 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 no. Just kill the Baliok if you can't kill the Eric. The Irel might actually just get killed by the magic. No, no. Okay, the Q comes out and that's enough healing for the Irel for the time being. 4, 3, no, the Irel will survive and so will the Vikings.
What a game. What a third game to watch. Oh my god.
Okay, back to the important parts. Mold level falling actually get their win, which means that they get to play in the semifinals later today.
Whew. I guess we're not allowed to take a quick break because after the massive delay before the first game started, we are about to hit the next game straight away, don't we?
Do you need the break?
No.
I know I don't. So I guess I can just keep talking if you need.
You
Me
can
too,
you can keep talking
It
and
also looks like there is actually a lobby made already, and Perso are ready to go battle alongside Complex.
you can start talking and I